Hi, welcome to Loose Leaf Tea 101. We have a variety of different teas, and I want to point out the differences. So, all real tea comes from the plant Camellia sinensis, and all teas actually do have caffeine in them. To have any decaffeinated teas would mean the tea would go through a chemical process to strip it from the caffeine. And we won't do that because we want to ensure that our products are all natural. Now, of the 5 teas that we have from the Camellia sinensis plant, Jay, we have black, green, white, oolong, and pu'er. In the United States, most of us drink black tea and green tea, and they can be a little bit bitter. Now, if you want something that's a little more smooth, then you want to bump into a white, a pu'er, and an oolong.
Oolong.
Oolong is amazing. One thing I want to point out to you, in our teas, our black tea is the only one that you should only steep one time, and then you'll toss the leaves. All the other ones, green, oolong, pu'er, and white, you can steep those up to 3 different times and reuse those leaves. On the back of our packages are all the instructions. Per 8 ounces of water, you use 1 teaspoon for the black tea. Brew it for 2 to 3 minutes, and no more on the black tea because it can burn the leaves and it can taste a little bit bitter. And it also tells you how many times you can brew the leaves, and this is black tea, so only 1 time, and you'll toss them. A little tip on black tea, you do want to use hot boiling water when you steep your black tea. When you get into a white, a green, and an oolong, you want a little lower temperature. And if you don't have an electric kettle that provides you temperature settings, then go ahead and boil your water and then just add an ice cube in there to bring the temperature down. Now, the other big thing with loose leaf tea is you have to have an infuser.
Mommy,
some way
I have a
to
question.
infuse your tea. Yes?
But can you just make it cold water from the sink?
You actually can cold steep too. So by cold steeping, that essentially means you can add your loose leaf tea into, let's say, the travel mug.
The trouble mug.
Put your cold water in here, your loose leaf tea inside the lid, and stick it in the refrigerator overnight. And that would be cold steep. When you wake up in the morning, then your tea is ready to go. Now, the main thing I want to share with you is when you do infuse your tea, you have to have an infuser. This is something that most of us probably have in the back of a drawer somewhere. And these mesh balls are pretty handy for maybe a black tea. Now, you get into a green or an oolong, the leaves will expand and you won't have enough room in there, and the ball doesn't provide the space that it needs. The other thing with the mesh ball is that it's not a very fine mesh, so you'll tend to get a little debris in your tea. If it's not an issue, no big deal, but I did want to point that out. These come in a teapot as well as a cute little heart. Now, one of the favorite ones that I like to recommend is our fine mesh infuser. It works with any of the mugs that you have at home in your cabinet. It will hang over the top of your mug. Just set that down in there to infuse for the recommended time. Once that is done, just take it out, and the lid then serves as a coaster. If you're drinking green, white, or oolong or pu'er, then just simply put your fine mesh infuser back in your cup and have another cup. The other one that I really like too is our Spot On mug. Our Spot On mug actually comes with its own lid and infuser as well.
Lid.
I'm going to set that down.
And infuser. And I think it comes with a lid because you know how your infusers get all soggy after you put tea and water in it?
Mm-hmm.
So I think then you could just...
That's exactly right.
Set that on
The lid also serves as a coaster. This is a fine mesh infuser that comes with a spot-on mug. And inside the mug, it's a pretty coral in there. So that's one of my top favorites. The other one that I love is our Breezy. Now, this is something if you need.
She loves this one.
It holds 2 cups of water. And this is great if you're going to have a couple cups of tea at night or just a big cup for yourself. But if you're that one who likes to have a little something special for the office, go ahead, take it to the office, brew it, walk around and see who wants a little cup. What is really cute about this is after you steep your tea,
you can
dispense it right over your cup and you'll just see the tea come right on down. That's the amazing thing about the Breezy. We also have our Wow Travel Mug, which I love.
You already told us about that.
Well, we'll talk about it again.
Okay.
It holds 2 cups of water. It's double insulated stainless steel. Comes in 4 different colors, and you also have the option to have anything engraved in here up to 16 keyboard characters.
Guess who I am?
The lid serves as an infuser. So you put your tea in here and then flip the lid over to hold the tea in. Screw the lid back on, just a minute, and then you'll hold it upside down to infuse your tea.
Now we will talk about this.
And the last thing I want to show you is we also have some really cute infusers.
One is the Daisy.
It is the Daisy. So if we have our tea inside of the infuser and set it in our cup to infuse, now you have a cute little flower in your cup.
And you know how it gets all soggy, guys. So you'll do that, and then you'll put it back in the cup. And then you can take it back out when it's dry, lift off the lid, and just throw it in the trash.
That's right.
See, here's what's inside.
And we'll end the video by discussing the other teas that we have that are not caffeine free. Now, they don't come from the Camellia sinensis plant. That's why they don't have caffeine, and they're not true tea. So they're actually called infusions. We have rooibos, which is a little naturally nutty in flavor. We also have our fruit teas. We really like those, and sangrias. And the other one that we have are herbals. We have an assortment of different herbals that come from a variety of different plants, specially blended to combat different variety of flavors. And the last one that's really new this fall or this spring is the mate tea.
It's not spring, it's fall, winter.
In our new spring and summer catalog, our new tea is mate, and we have a variety of flavors. It is an herbal, but it is the only herbal that has caffeine. It has way more caffeine than a black tea.
No,